you for joining Motivational Monday, brought to you by The Bridge Builder. And today I want to talk to you about how to reset and restart. So over the weekend, I spent a little time over at Dave & Buster's, and I was driving this racing game. And as I was driving this racing game, to be honest with you, I wasn't doing that well at it. Not too good at it. But what I liked about the game is every time I would run into a wall or that I would run off the track, they had a reset button that could put me right back on track. And the truth is that many times in life, we find ourselves running off track, running off the road, and sometimes hitting a wall. And for many of us, instead of turning around and getting back on track, we keep pressing the gas into that wall and we stay there, not realizing how to reset, and to restart. So the three things that you must do to be able to reset and restart. The first thing is you have to accept your failures. I know it's hard to accept failure. I know it's hard to accept that something isn't working, but for many of us, our refusal to admit it's not working is causing us more harm than good. For many of us, we've been in situations so long, on jobs so long, in relationships so long. We've tried businesses for so long that did not work. And we keep staying in it because we allow our pride to keep us in it, because we don't want to admit to ourselves or anyone else that it's not working. And the truth is, even though it's not working now, doesn't mean that if you don't make some slight adjustments or some slight shifts, that something else could work. I can't tell you how many times I've started a business and it did not work. I spent money trying to start a restaurant and it did not work. But I realized early on how to cut my losses. And for some of you, you're not cutting your losses, so it's weighing you down. And the reason that you can't fly like you're supposed to is because you have too much weight upon you. You have to accept that it's not working. And so when I was playing this game, I realized I hit a wall and I had to accept that it was not working. Now, the second thing you have to do is you have to accept your faults. If there's anything harder than accepting your failures, is accepting your faults. Now you say, well, is that not the same thing? It's not. You see, the truth is, many times I attribute my failures to somebody else. I believe that the blame game is the biggest game and the most popular game that's played in the world. So sometimes I'll accept my failures, but I point at you about my faults. If only my parents had, if only my neighbor had, if only my boss had, if only my wife had, if only my friend had, if only my family had. The truth is you are the common denominator to every problem that you have in your life. So when I have a failure, the first thing I look at is me. If something fails, what could I have done more? How could I have done more research? How could I have paid attention more? Who could I have asked more questions of? How could I have worked a little harder? You have to accept your failures, and then you have to accept your faults, because the truth is you are the common denominator in every problem that you have. And so, as I was playing this video game, I accepted the fact that I had run into the wall. And the reason I had run into the wall is because I really just wasn't driving that well. But the good thing is, I was able to hit the reset button, and it was just like I had never hit the wall. It was just like I had never run off track. And that's the last thing I want to give you, is that not only should you accept your failures and accept your faults, but you should adjust for your future. You see, the way that you reset and restart is that you adjust yourself to realize, okay, I've had some failures and I have some faults, and now I let my failures and my faults be the borders to keep me right on the straight track. When I recognize what my failures are and what my faults are, those are the lanes that I stay within, because I don't want to go right because I might run into my failures, and I don't want to go left because I might run into my faults. And so I stay on the straight and narrow course, focusing on the things that hurt me before so that they can help me today. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning. I don't know who needs to give something another try. I don't know who needs to close the door on one thing so you can open the door on another thing. I don't know who I'm talking to who's been blaming everybody in your life instead of looking into the mirror. But once you accept your failures and once you accept your faults, then you can adjust for your future. It's time to get out of regret and restart. This is Motivational Monday, brought to you by The Bridge Builder. I'm excited to do this with you. Don't forget my book, How to Get to the Other Side. You can get that off Amazon.com. This is The Bridge Builder. As long as there's a Monday, we'll be motivating you. See you next Monday. Share this video with somebody. Thanks for joining me today.